Hello, and welcome to Eye of Gnosis Tarot. My name is Ewan, and we are here today to look at the Three of Wands as we carry on our Thoth Tarot tutorial. For those of you who have not seen the previous videos, please feel free to just take this one as it is, but if you want to watch them in order, the Ace of Wands is the first video in this series. It's going to be a long series, a very long series indeed, but that's fantastic because there's loads of symbolism and depth to the Thoth Tarot deck which you don't necessarily find in other tarot decks. Now, if you just want to know the Divinatory Interpretations of the card, there is a timestamp in the description so you can skip to that part, but I do recommend that you listen at least once to the explanation of the card and its symbolism and meaning before going to the Divinatory Interpretations, as there will be a lot more context in your tarot readings. You'll be able to link it to other cards more. So, without further ado, we shall get into the Three of Wands. So, we have three lotus-topped wands here, in a golden cross in the centre of the card. Meanwhile, we have 10 flames issuing forth from this cross arrangement, and they form, here we have a 10-pointed star as well within those 10 flames. The background of the card is a bright and warm, almost soft orange hue, like a sunset on a summer's eve. Above the card we have the astrological sign for the sun, and here at the bottom of the card we have the astrological sign for Aries. So 3 is a sacred number within many cultures across the world. It represents the first completion and is the point between 1 and 2 that we can extend to create the first definable geometric shape beyond the circle, and that is the triangle. As with the 2, the moment 0 and 1 exist, so must 3. So when we have nothing and then there's something, we immediately create 2 things. But now we have to observe those 2 things, and the observer is the 3. It's the point in between the 1 and the 2. It's self-existent in that sense. If 2 represents the duality between something and nothing, then the 3, like I say, is the point between them. And in the Tree of Life, this point is the Sephirot of Binah, and this translates as understanding or wisdom. It is the experience of 0 and 1 being 2. However, when the eternal triad is born, all distinctions cease to exist. Every point of the triad is equally a creator, a maintainer, and a destroyer of each other. In Vedic traditions, these manifest as Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, with a similar concept expressed in the Holy Trinity, although as we shall see later on, when we come to the 6 and the 9 of Wands, the Trinity is it's quite unique in that it both spans these 3 points and also 3 further points within the Tarot and the Tree of Life. Interestingly, in Vedic traditions, Brahma is not as revered as he is in his other counterparts. So the creator is in Hindu traditions and Vedic faith is not the primary deity, like it is in a lot of Abrahamic faiths. Although he shares equal responsibility for existence, Brahma is generally accepted as the 3 to the 0, 1 and the 2. In Shaktiism, this hierarchy dissolves into the energy making up the triad, so that is the lines of the triangle, joining the points together. Thus, energy, Shakti, the divine feminine, is the supreme being in Shaktiism. it is essentially the three are one, and that one is feminine. Binah is similarly defined as the supreme female concept, and the lotus wands in this card belong to the ancient Egyptian goddess Isis, who is the great mother of that religion. Despite their unity in the sequence of the triad's manifestation from nothing, it is still appropriate to assign the Three of Wands to the concept of Brahma, however, if we're going to look at it as an individual point, so a doing, a masculine. And this is creative energy, and the energy itself, creating, is Saraswati, who is the consort of Brahma. It may appear contradictory that the creator is the last in the sequence. However, this is understood as 1 and 2 not being able to exist without the 3, the point between them. We must remember that all 3 simultaneously come into being when something comes from nothing, and thus the third principle creates existence as soon as the triad is complete. So this is 1, 2 and 3 simultaneously coming to existence, and as 3 is the last bit that completes it, that completion is actually creation, and thus in a sequence the creator comes last. But in terms of the entirety of reality's existence, at least from reality's perspective, where we are, 3 is the creator, is the first thing. When we come to the Four of Wands, there is a concept known as the abyss between the supreme supernal triad, as it is known, the 1, 2 and 3, and then the 4. 4 is below the abyss, but we'll come into that in the next card tutorial with the Four of Wands. If the Two of Wands is the realization of infinity, then the 3 is the creator of infinity, and is the womb of existence, again showing its more feminine quality. So now we're going to go to the a bit more symbolism on this card before we come to the Divinatory Interpretations. So the fiery hues of the previous card have mellowed out here in the 3, becoming a soft orange glow in the background. This is the colour of a well-dignified sun who is exalted in Aries. And just a note here, for those of you who are not particularly clued up in astrology, each sign is ruled by a planet, and this is where it is at its default. And then each sign also has a planet which is exalted in it, and this is where the sign is at its best. So we might think of the default as our home, and it's comfortable to be at home, but we might not always excel at home. We might excel in a different environment. So the sun is where Aries excels. And just a note, there is also a planet for each sign that is the detriment of a sign, and that's where it's not happy to be, and we will see as we go through the tarot cards what happens when we get a planet in a sign that it doesn't enjoy being in. So as we've said, when an astrological body is exalted in a sign, this means it can unlock its full potential. For Aries, this means being bold without being foolish, blunt without being callous, and to burn bright but not just fast. In this sense, the Three of Wands is akin to a gently stoked hearth, or the sanguine light of spring. The 3 lotus wands of Isis in this card embody Binah's feminine quality, and thus the card's role as the creator of infinity. This is expressed in the 9 prominent petals of the lotus wands, the ones at the front. So 9 is true infinity and the final true number, and I won't explain why that is here because it's quite complex, but when we get to the 9 of wands I will. So this will be explained, but to put it simply, if you times any number by 9, you get your answer. If you keep adding the single digits of the answer together, you will eventually get back to 9. So if I just get up the calculator here and do an example, so if I do 9 times 56, I get the answer 504. If I do 5 plus 0, so obviously 5, and then plus 4, it comes to 9. And you can do that with any number, no matter how long the answer is. Just make sure you're adding those single digits up, and keep doing it till you get back to a single digit. And you will find that it always comes back to 9. A little bit of a complexity explained there. And I'm not a mathematician, I don't know why that happens, but according to Crowley and the Golden Dawn, that happens because 9 is the last true number. The 6 intense flames we see here, the 6 intense flames that we saw of the 2 of wands have now become 10. Here. These flames have a gentler quality to them, and they hint towards the next cycle, the new beginning after 9. So 9 is the last true number, 10 is just a new start, it's another 1. Meanwhile, the 6 white points of the 10-pointed star represent the sun's number, as we saw in the previous card, which was anticipating this card. And this number 6, the number of the sun, is the Sephiroth of Tiphereth, beauty, and we shall learn more about this wonderful Sephiroth in the 6 of wands. All these concepts are defined as virtue because 3 is harmony and bears the responsibility for the whole of creation. Because Binah is wisdom, understanding, the 3 of wands is most exalted in this card. And now let's have a look at the Divinatory Interpretations. So the 3 of wands is the wisdom of energy. That is to say, it understands exactly where to go and how to be applied. This card is success, harmony, strength, and established force. It is the purpose behind creation, or a creation. When well dignified, the 3 of wands can represent hope, harmony, accomplishment, confidence, and nobility. When ill-dignified, the card can represent conceit, overbearing pride, obstinacy, insolence, and sometimes just outright rudeness. The key word here is purpose, or more specifically, wisdom in purpose, and purpose in your wisdom. This is the ultimate virtue. To quote Viktor Frankl, happiness cannot be attained by wanting to be happy. It must come as an unintended consequence of working for a goal greater than oneself. So, having purpose in life is really the key to living it. And if we can find purpose in and of itself, that being life is the meaning of life, you can see how this can create the same kind of completion that a 3 does in a triangle. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more tarot tutorial videos, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. And I will see you next time as we look at the 4 of wands. I hope you're enjoying your evening, day, night, morning, wherever you are in the world, and may peace be with you all. Goodbye.